Good morning, children. Welcome to the online class once again. You must have seen your changed, revised syllabus by now. I am sure you must be very happy because the syllabus has been reduced due to uncertain conditions prevailing nowadays. Please make sure that you abide by the syllabus, follow whatever instructions the teachers keep giving you, and stick to the topics which are now in the new syllabus. Prepare accordingly. Do not learn or revise any such lesson which has been deleted from the syllabus, because it will be a waste of your time and effort. Now today we are going to start a very interesting lesson in English, that is footprints without feet. Footprints without feet. As the name of the chapter itself suggests, that something is strange in the lesson. We are talking about something which is a little unusual, something extraordinary. Now, what is that extraordinary thing? What is unusual about the lesson? What is unusual about the character in the story? We will read each paragraph and find out. First, let me give you a briefing of what the chapter is about. This story is about a scientist. His name is Griffin. Okay? This chapter is about a scientist. His name is Griffin. And he has made several discoveries. He is brilliant. He is very intelligent. But he misuses his discoveries. He misuses the power of science. He misuses his intelligence, and he wants to become invisible. But at the same time, he also wants that while he is invisible, he can be touched, he can be felt. Okay? So he believes that a man can become invisible, but at the same time, he can be felt physically, he can be touched, one can feel his presence. Let us see whether he misuses or uses his power. It's a very interesting story. I am very sure you will enjoy reading it. Now I am starting with the lesson. I will tell you the word meanings side by side. I will keep explaining the paragraphs, so please pay attention. Footprints without feet. Can a man become invisible? This is the story of a scientist who discovers how to make himself invisible. As I just told you, that this is the story about a scientist whose name is Griffin, and he wants to make himself invisible. He wants to use his power of science, his knowledge. He wants to use his discoveries in making himself invisible. Does he use or misuse his discovery? Let us find out. Read and find out. How did the invisible man first become visible? Why was he wandering the streets? The two boys started in surprise at the fresh, muddy imprints of a pair of bare feet. One day, two boys looked at muddy imprints of a pair of bare feet. They did not see anybody. They had not seen anybody. But they were surprised to see that there is no person around, but there are impressions of feet of somebody. Bare feet means without wearing any footwear. The impressions showed that the person was not wearing any footwear, he was barefooted, and the muddy imprints, the imprints that were that showed that the feet was covered with mud, muddy imprints could be seen by the two boys, and they were startled, they were surprised on seeing this. What was a barefooted man doing on the steps of a house in the middle of London? Now these two boys, when they saw the muddy imprints of a pair of bare feet, they are asking themselves, they are wondering that what was this man doing on the steps of a house in the middle of London? And where was the man? Now this is a very strange thing, because they had not seen anybody. Around there is nobody, no man, and the imprints of bare feet are there. This is something very strange, and the two boys are trying to find out that where has that man gone? Where is that person? As they gazed means as they here stands for the two boys. As they looked around in surprise, as they gazed, a remarkable sight met their eyes. They saw something remarkable, something extraordinary. A fresh footmark appeared from nowhere. A fresh footmark. Now this is something it relates to like something full of suspense, something full of thrill. These two boys, they suddenly saw a fresh footmark appeared from nowhere. Suddenly they saw fresh footmarks in front of them. Further footprints followed, one after another, descending the steps and progressing down the street. Now things are becoming stranger. Things are becoming even more complicated, and they are able to see more footprints, one after the other, descending the steps of that house. Remember, in the first paragraph we had talked about the steps of a house. So further they could see the footprints increasing one after the other, descending, coming down from the steps of a house and progressing down the street. From the steps of a house, they were proceeding towards the streets of London. The boys followed. Now the boys are very curious to find out this mystery. They are very curious to solve this mystery, and they are following the footprints now. The boys followed, fascinated. They are attracted. They are fascinated towards these footprints, because they are very eager to know where is that man. The footprints are here. They are able to see the footprints, but where is that person? Whose footprints are these? The boys followed, fascinated, until the muddy impressions became fainter and fainter, and at last disappeared altogether. Now something different happened. Initially, when the boys saw the footprints, they also noticed that the footprints were increasing. They were descending down the steps of the house and they were proceeding towards the street. But as they started following the footprints, they saw that the impressions, the muddy impressions, became fainter and fainter. They become dull gradually, and at last they disappeared altogether. The explanation of the mystery was really simple enough. The bewildered boys, bewildered means confused. They are totally confused, because suddenly now these muddy imprints disappeared. They are not able to see any person around. Firstly, the footprints kept on increasing. Now they have disappeared, and these two boys are completely confused, completely bewildered. The bewildered boys had been following a scientist who had just discovered how to make the human body transparent. Now they are able to correlate things, and these boys had been following a scientist who had discovered very recently how to make a human body transparent. Griffin, the scientist, had carried out experiment after experiment to prove that the human body could become invisible. Now, who is this man? Who is this invisible man? Griffin. Griffin, the scientist, who had been carrying out experiments after experiments to prove that human body could become invisible. Finally, he swallowed, he means Griffin. Finally, he swallowed certain rare drugs, some rare medicines, some rare drugs, and his body became as transparent as a sheet of glass. Can you imagine? After eating some medicines, after eating some drugs, the person, this man Griffin, becomes as transparent as glass, though it also remained as solid as glass. Although he becomes as transparent as glass, but at the same time his body remains as solid, as hard as glass. Brilliant scientist though he was, Griffin was rather a lawless person. He did not follow law. He did something or the other which was mischievous, something which broke laws, which was against the law. Although he was a very brilliant man, he was a brilliant scientist, but he misused his brilliance, he misused his intelligence. Brilliant scientist though he was, Griffin was rather a lawless person. His landlord disliked him. Where he lived, his landlord disliked him and tried to eject him, tried to turn him out of the house, asked him to leave the house, tried to get rid of him. In revenge, Griffin set fire to the house. Now, this is one example of lawlessness. It is not right to set anybody's house on fire. So when Griffin saw that his landlord is after him and he wants Griffin to leave his house, he set the house to fire. To get away without being seen, he had to remove his clothes. Pay attention now. The story becomes more and more interesting from now. In revenge, Griffin set fire to the house. To get away without being seen, he had to remove his clothes. Now, why he wanted to get away without being seen? Because he had set his landlord's house on fire and he had done something which was illegal. So, in order to escape without being caught, he had to remove his clothes. Now remember, he had eaten some drugs, he had eaten some medicines which made his body invisible. So everything is related to this. To get away without being seen, he had to remove his clothes. Thus, it was that he became a homeless wanderer without clothes, without money, and quite invisible, until he happened to step in some mud and left footprints as he walked. Now, after reading this paragraph, now you can relate to the initial paragraphs which I had read in the starting of the chapter, which tell you from where these muddy imprints came. Okay, so how did these muddy imprints come? I am reading some lines again. Thus, it was that he became a homeless wanderer. He had to leave the house of his landlord. Now he became a homeless wanderer. He had no place to go. Without clothes, so that his body could become invisible. He could not be caught by anyone. Without money, he had no money with him, and quite invisible, as I just told you, until he happened to step in some mud and left footprints as he walked. So this is how those muddy imprints could be seen by the two boys. Next page. He escaped easily enough from the boys who followed his footprints in London. He was not caught by these two boys also because he was invisible. He escaped easily enough from the boys who followed his footprints in London. But his adventures were by no means over. His adventures were by no means over means his new ways and means to become more adventurous and to try new things using his discoveries continued and continued. Here he did not stop. Here the adventures of his life did not come to an end, but he kept on doing something different every now and then, so that nobody could catch hold of him, and he could do whatever he felt like. But his adventures were by no means over. He had chosen a bad time of the year to wander about London without clothes. Now, the writer is saying he had chosen a bad time of the year. Bad time of the year because it was mid-winter. It was severely cold. He had chosen a bad time of the year to wander about London without clothes. It was mid-winter. The air was bitterly cold and he could not do without clothes. Now, in order to become invisible, we have just read that he had to remove his clothes. But surviving in that mid-winter season, continuing to survive without clothes in extreme cold climatic conditions was now difficult for Griffin. The air was bitterly cold and he could not do without clothes. Instead of walking about the streets, he decided to slip into a big London store for warmth. Now, he was unable to continue to live without clothes because it was very cold at this time. And what did he do? What did he decide to do? He decided to enter into a mall. He decided to enter into a big London store where he could find something to cover himself and get some warmth. Closing time arrived. Closing time of what? Closing time of the mall. Closing time of the shops there. Closing time arrived, and as soon as the doors were shut, Griffin was able to give himself the pleasure of clothing and feeding himself without regard to expense. Now, in the previous page, we have just read that he had no money. So, what did he do? When the shops were shut, when the shops were closed, he went to different stores. He went to different shops because he was invisible. Nobody could see him also. He could go to different shops. He went to some shops where he covered his body with warm clothes. Then he went to another place. He went to a restaurant where he could feed himself. And he had no botheration about expenses. He did not bother about money at all because he could do whatever he feel like. He could cover his body with warm clothes. He could eat and satisfy his hunger, and there was nobody who was seeing him, so nobody is going to demand money, nobody is going to charge money. So without any botheration about expenses, he did whatever he felt like. He covered his body with suitable clothes to give himself warmth, and he also went to a restaurant to eat whatever he wanted to. Closing time arrived, and as soon as the doors were shut, Griffin was able to give himself the pleasure of clothing and feeding himself without regard to expense, without any botheration of expenditure. He broke open boxes and wrappers and fitted himself out with warm clothes. So, whatever clothes fitted him best, he comforted himself by wearing those well-fitting clothes. He broke open boxes and wrappers and fitted himself out with warm clothes. Soon, with shoes, an overcoat, and a wide-brimmed hat, he became a fully dressed and visible person. Now, here something is very important, children. If I ask you, how did Griffin become visible? So, what are you going to write? When he went to a shop where he covered his body with well-fitting clothes, and he also wore shoes, an overcoat, and a wide-brimmed hat. After he became fully dressed, he became visible. I am reading this important line once more. Pay attention. Soon, with shoes, an overcoat, and a wide-brimmed hat, he became a fully dressed and visible person. In the kitchen of the restaurant, he found cold meat and coffee. I just told you that after covering himself with warm clothes, he also went to a restaurant to satisfy his hunger. In the kitchen of the restaurant, he found cold meat and coffee, and he followed up the meal with sweets and wine taken from the grocery store. So this was not enough. It was not that when he went to the restaurant he was happy there, he was satisfied there. No. After eating there, he also found cold meat and coffee, and then he went to a grocery store where he ate some sweets and drank wine. Finally, he settled down to sleep on a pile of quilts. Now, after wearing good warm clothes, after eating comfortably, after drinking wine, he now decided to sleep on a pile of quilts. If only Griffin had managed to wake up in good time, all might have been well. Now, although Griffin was a very intelligent person, but he made a little mistake here. What mistake? He slept overtime. He overslept. Okay, I am reading this line again. Just pay attention. If only Griffin had managed to wake up in good time, all might have been well. Here the writer says, if Griffin had managed to wake up in good time, that means in the morning, before the shopkeepers came to open their shops once again, before their servants came to open the shops once again, if Griffin had woken up and he had left the place before the arrival of these people in the store, then nobody would have caught, nobody would have suspected, and he could have left that place very easily, very comfortably, without any difficulty by being invisible. But one mistake which Griffin made here was that he overslept. He did not wake up on time. If only Griffin had managed to wake up in good time, all might have been well. As it was, he did not wake up until the assistants were already arriving next morning. Now the assistants in the shops there in the store, they had started arriving, and still Griffin was present there. He had not left that place. This is the blunder which he made. As it was, he did not wake up until the assistants were already arriving next morning. When he saw a couple of them in the end, he was able to escape only by quickly taking off his newly found clothes. As soon as he saw that some of the assistants are coming, now he had the fear of being caught. So what did he do quickly? In order to escape, he quickly took off the clothes which he had worn last night, the warm clothes which he had worn last night. He removed all those clothes, he took off all those clothes and decided to escape, so that he becomes invisible once again. So once more he found himself invisible but naked in the chill January air. Again he had to suffer the chill which was there in the air because it was extreme winter season. This time he decided to try the stock of a theatrical company in the hope of finding not only clothes but also something that would hide the empty space over his shoulders. Now something new, something more interesting. Pay attention, children. Now what did he do? After leaving that London store, after removing all those clothes which he had worn last night, now what did he do? His adventures did not come to an end. He thought of something new now. What? Let us see. I am reading again. This time he decided to try the stock of a theatrical company. Theatrical company means theatre company. He decided to try his luck in a theatre company, because when the people work in a theatre, they have all kinds of clothes, isn't it? They have everything to cover their face also and hide their identity. They have different costumes to change their appearance. They can disguise themselves in any way according to the suitability of their play or according to the demand of their play. So here now he decided that he must try his luck in a theatrical company. This time he decided to try the stock of a theatrical company in the hope of finding not only clothes but also something that would hide the empty space above his shoulders. Empty space above his shoulders means his face. He was not satisfied with only changing his clothes, wearing clothes to change his identity, to change his appearance, but now he was also interested in finding something which could hide his face so that nobody could see him at all. I am reading this line again. This time he decided to try the stock of a theatrical company in the hope of finding not only clothes but also something that would hide the empty space above his shoulders. Shivering with cold, he hurried to Drury Lane, the center of the theatre world. He went to that place where he could find everything possible, everything that he needed to cover his body, to cover his face, and completely disguise himself. He soon found a suitable shop. Now pay attention, see how he has changed his appearance, how he has disguised himself now. He soon found a suitable shop. He made his way invisible upstairs and came out a little later wearing bandages round his forehead, dark glasses, false nose, big bushy side whiskers, and a large hat. These were the things which he had now used to change his appearance. He went inside this shop in such a way that nobody could see him. He was invisible. He went upstairs, and after some time when he came out of the shop, what was he wearing? He was wearing bandages that covered his forehead, dark glasses, false nose, big bushy side whiskers, whiskers are mustaches, and a large hat. To escape without being seen, he callously attacked the shopkeeper from behind. Now, this is another activity which we can call a lawless activity, an illegal act. What did he do? He, in order to make sure that nobody catches him and he can escape, because he has not paid for all these things, he went inside the shop invisible and he wore all these things. Now when he was wearing all these things, he was visible. So in order to escape without being caught, what did he do? He callously attacked the shopkeeper from behind. Callously means cruelly, mercilessly. He attacked the shopkeeper from behind and he robbed him of all the money that he could find. Not only did he cruelly attack the shopkeeper of that shop from behind, but also he robbed all the money that he could find there and left that place. So this is how Griffin misused his wisdom. He misused the power of science, and that is why it is truly, it is 100% correct to say that Griffin was a lawless person. He did lawless activities every now and then. He did something which was illegal. He wanted to become invisible, but the ways and means which he adopted were not very good. They can't be called as activities which the society approves. So this is how Griffin, although a brilliant scientist, misused his Parr misused his discoveries and did lawless activities. Now, in our next class, we will continue further and see what next did Griffin do when he left this shop. Thank you.